Increasing value in apartments is very easy depending on the situation you're in. So this only works for a couple of types of properties. I'm going to break through this for you. So let's say this is a multifamily property you're looking at, and you have, it could be 4 units, it could be 8 units. I've done it as far as 10 units. If you're separating the water meters, that is a huge way to add value, because it's a lot of money up front, right? So let's say it's $1,000 per meter, and then you have a 4-unit property, so you have to add 3 meters on there. It's a lot of money in terms of labor and everything. You're fronting a good chunk of change. The return of it is all those expenses go off your sheet. They go off of your ledger and they go on someone else's P&L, usually the renter. So when you're selling that property, that's more attractive as an investment. So there are usually the electric is separated, right? You don't have to worry too much about that. In apartment buildings, larger apartment buildings, they usually use the RUBS system, where they allocate a certain amount of water for apartment unit, 201A and 203B, and they measure it somehow. So it's not very likely you're going to separate meters on a 200-unit building. But if you have a smaller property and you want to increase the value, doing this, and by this I mean separating the water meters, could be very, very lucrative. Now, there are some steps to consider here, right? You got to hire a plumber, of course, who knows what they're doing. You got to pull permits, go through the city. It's more of a process. Could be 3 months after you order it and put it in. The trickiest thing about this is even after you do it, if you have a tenant on a lease, you can't just start charging them water 6 months into the lease, right? You have to wait until their term runs out. So you may have to turn the water on and keep paying for it until their lease cycles out. So you really don't get that value until all 4 or 8 or whatever the case is, all those units come back around. Now, I have seen cases where if you have a 16-unit property and maybe they're separated, there's 4 units each one, you can do it that way. But if it's a connected large apartment building, usually can't separate the water meters. But anytime you can separate the water meters, you're going to get your money further down the road on the back end. If you're looking to sell it down the road, you definitely are going to see a lot more money from it. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know.